Hi, my name is Melanie Duppins, and I am the founder of Breaker 28. And what we are is we're an organization committed to helping women, and particularly women of color, to accelerate their careers. So, this is your first of a weekly column, and I haven't figured out what to call it exactly, but every single Wednesday, I'm going to drop some wisdom on you related to communication in order to accelerate your career. So, let's get into it. Today, I want to talk to you about strategic communication. And what I mean by that is being choiceful about what you say and when you say it and who you say it to and how you say it. So, what you say, when you say it, who you say it to, and how you say it. What you say. So, we all know that we shouldn't just communicate whatever comes into our head, right? We need to be thoughtful about what it is that comes out of our mouth. And yet, often at work, particularly with people that we're comfortable with, we sometimes say too much, right? We overshare. We share our reservations or our concerns before they're fully cooked in our heads. We share our frustrations with people that we manage or people who are peers in a way that's not really professional. So the first rule is you want to say what's appropriate to say and not more. And I'm not saying that you can't have a confidant that you confide in, but that's like one person, and that's a proven person. What I'm talking about is we just can't just blabber, right? The what has to be intentional. So then when you say it, so, in the middle of a crisis isn't the time to point out problems, right? It's the time to find solutions. Conversely, at the end of a project that didn't work well, it's not the time to only talk about what went well, it's time to talk about what didn't go well. So, knowing when is the right timing is super important in communication, and that's something that you really need to focus on if you want to be a strategic communicator. Next, who you're talking to. So that's like who you choose to confide in, who you choose to let in on information before it goes public, who you choose to involve as an advocate when you're trying to influence a decision, who you're choosing to bring before your boss or your direct reports or to partner with within your organization. And those choices shouldn't just be choices of convenience, e.g., I'll talk to my teammate because they sit next to me. You really want to be thoughtful about who can move the mission forward with this particular communication and then align with that person or talk to that person. And so even asking yourself the question, who is the right person to communicate to about this issue, is an important question to ask before you press send. And on emails particularly, we're the victims of all of these emails that we don't need to be on, oftentimes because somebody doesn't ask who. Does this person really need to be on that email or not? And then lastly, there's this how, right? And right now, our default communications in organizations are typically email, instant messenger, Slack, or some sort of digital communication mechanism, phone, or just roll it up in somebody's office, right? And maybe sometimes meetings. But there's no real reason in rhyme to when we do one or the other, and that's a mistake. So some things can only be worked out face to face or on the phone. They can't happen over email. Some relationships are so difficult that having a conversation over email is going to like escalate something that would be solved super fast in a quick walk by the office. In some remote organizations, you need a video conference because it's a tough issue and you don't want to just solve it on Slack or some other instant messenger because it's possible that people could misread your intentions. Conversely, some organizations go to meetings for everything. And there are some things for which you don't need a meeting. You just need to inform some people in an email. And so I challenge you to really be thoughtful about the how in your communication, how you're getting the word out if you want to be a strategic communicator. So those are the 4 things I want you to be thinking about every time you have to communicate something super important at work. I want you thinking about how much you're communicating, right? I want you thinking about to whom and when and how. And when you aren't being deliberate and thoughtful about the what, about the when, about the who, about the how, you're setting yourself up not to be taken seriously. And so I invite you instead to take that step back, think it through before it comes out of your mouth. So that's it for today. If you like this, please share it. And if you want more information from me about how to move forward in your career, I've got a simple hack for you. Take out your phone and text the word breaker, BREAKER, to 444999. What will happen then is I will sign you up for my email list, and you'll automatically get access to my 3-day career kickstart, which is a real simple email course that'll get you in the right direction in your career. Thanks again for joining, and look forward to seeing you next week.